All right, so favorite arcs. What are you guys' favorite arcs in the show?
Sports festival.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I really like that one. It's so good.
Yeah.
I said my piece already. I mean, there's the first part of season 3 that I guess I already said, the joint training arc, and the one, and then the whole epic battle arc with the kidnapping, saving, and that sort of thing. And then after that is the Shiai Saikai arc, which reading it again, it's really good. Overhaul is a genuinely good villain.
Mm-hmm.
It probably has like the strongest villain introduction out of pretty much anyone in the series, in my opinion.
What? Which part? What do you mean when he when twice first met him?
He kills a member of the team out of nowhere and twice brings him over to like the warehouse.
And then he also takes out Compass's arm.
And takes out Compass's arm, and then that whole thing. And I've stopped and thought about specifically with the fight scenes, like what is it that I actually like really like about a lot of these fight scenes, especially the stuff like Deku versus Muscular, or or All For One versus All Might and that sort of thing. But it's just the whole thing where you're like, oh yeah, the protagonist, I don't know if he stands a chance against this freaking manic murder muscle man. I don't think he stands a chance against him, but ends up winning anyway despite the great personal cost. And that sort of thing is what I think really defines the best fights and arcs in the series. So like Deku's able to beat Muscular and he's able to save little boy Koda, and that also helps with the whole great thing about with Koda's whole arc. But at the same time, he breaks both of his arms and he's kind of useless throughout the rest of the fight. So that's just complicates things, and I love it.
I would say I like the Stain arc.
That is a
good
And
one.
also the one with Lady Nagant, and we learn more about her backstory, and when she gets those other quirks from All For One, and like the air stepping one was really cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, I think is it just the one quirk that she got?
May have just been one quirk,
Yeah.
but it was.
He did actually. I'm sorry to interrupt. He gave her another quirk, but that one was a booby trap. So that way it would just make her blow up.
That was a good move though.
Yeah, but it didn't work because she's still alive. So I don't really know what he would like.
Well,
what
it
he
jacked
was
her up,
thinking.
so-
It did jack her up.
They got some good doctors, so I
when
kind of give them that.
Yeah, but it's like she was still alive even when she was plummeting to the earth, and it was taking a very long time. Just whenever I think of like booby trapping a person, I think of what Joker did to that poor inmate.
Oh, is that a
God!
Yeah.
So-
My insides hurts.
Yeah, so it's like whenever I think of it, like you put a bomb inside a person, they just go kablooey,
They just blow
They
up.
just blow up. They're not going to be all ashy afterwards and stuff. They're just going to be gone. They're not there no more. They're all over the place.
They got some Cowboy Bebop band-aids.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the age demographic for My Hero Academia anyway? It might be.
It's all the
pandering
way
for that.
from.
Before you say that wouldn't happen in My Academia, it has. You remember that reporter lady that was in the Metal Liberation arc who's able to turn anything and anybody.
Oh
she
my
turns
lord!
into
I
a
forgot
bomb.
about that.
And
Yeah.
so people
So it has
did blow
happened.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally
Thank you,
actually
Mista.
like
You're welcome.
blew up.
Okay, I take it back.
I don't really understand how she lived.
Because the author wanted to live, and honestly,
I'm kind of
Fair.
I'm kind of
But also,
okay with it.
don't make the booby trap a bomb. Like if you want her to live, make it something else, like
Uh-huh.
an electrocution or something.
Or like a
that.
mind control thing.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it should have been something other than a bomb. Because when after the explosion, and then she came out just looking, burnt and everything. Then what exactly blew up in the first place?
Yeah, it's like
That's a good point. What did blow
if
up?
you put it
was it like
inside
her
of
outer
her-
layer of her skin, or
She got
Yeah.
like cracks all over her face. It looked really
it's not
bad.
enough.
The
Okay.
good news
No.
is, the good news
No,
is
it's not.
after like getting cleaned up, maybe hopefully that was all like the dry skin that was like on her body that just blew up.
Yeah, maybe off one.
Her skin blew up.
Yeah.
Skin blew up.
How would that work?
It's
You
like
tell
it's like
me,
when you
Quincy.
it's like when you have sunburn, I guess, and like your skin's peely up.
Well, maybe All For One had that quirk and was just, itching for a way to just get rid of it.
Oh, the self-destruct quirk.
Who
No,
you
not
take
just
that from?
well, it's not just self-destruction.
I thought
It's just
Destro would have had
Well, it's not just self-destruction. It's self-destructing. It's destructing the just dead, dry skin specifically. Oh,
So it's not like Bomb Boy and
It was in the
Vigilantes.
rain though.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it was in the rain.
well, ain't that how it goes?
I also really like
Well,
how
that's just what happens.
they brought
sometimes.
back. I also really like how they brought back Overhaul in that one.
That was really good.
That
I
was-
forgot about that.
Yeah, and he's just completely miserable.
So pathetic.
Yeah, he's completely miserable, missing both arms, would look horrible, and somehow he still had rock hard abs.
maybe
How did
he was
that?
like,
How did that happen?
Maybe he was doing crunches.
Yeah.
Did
Maybe
he,
he's doing
did he
different-
look like he was in any condition to do crunches? I mean, he could have done it without arms, sure, but he was not in the mental capacity. He was just rambling about how he, had to heal his pops, but he couldn't do it.
Well, Zip, with people, you only have to work out enough to get totally rock hard abs, and you don't ever have to work out
It's
again.
like,
I've tried.
They just stay there.
Yeah, it's either that or and if you like, it's like RRR where if you don't eat very often and you only get water once a day, as long as you're doing pull-ups in your jail cell, then you are going to be
Your
like
whole body
you'll be
is gonna
like
be
you'll be
sculpted.
like peak male condition. It's
What if you're a female?
well, I don't know how that works. So
We wish you the best. We wish you guys the best of luck.
yeah, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, young men.
Also, on that note,
That means a lot coming from you.
Hey, we got some books. We got books, so we can help.
I see.
on that
Thanks.
note, the thing with Shigaraki and Overhaul at the end of that whole arc, at the end of the Overhaul arc, and we talk a lot about how we're like, that was real good.
It was really good.
Like,
Shigaraki.
My
yeah.
Academia has its moments where it's just so good.
And-
It's peak.
Especially love the bit with when Compress took Overhaul's arm and he's like, and Overhaul's like,
Ugh.
wait, what? And then Compress says, for the arm. And even though Overhaul still has a blank look on his face, he's clearly like, well, I can't exactly argue with that. That's fair.
And then Shiggy came
and
along.
then Shigaraki, and then
You know
that's
what I think overall? Someone who hates quirks so much shouldn't have one of their own.
But he's right though.
He's got a point.
Yeah, like, now you don't even have a thumb to suck on. Let's do our best. He totally deserved that.
Yeah,
though.
he totally deserved
He
that.
did.
But I mean, after that whole battle, I think Overhaul kind of peaked as well. So he should be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, he got punched
Really
down by a high
fine.
schooler, but he's like a really strong high schooler.
Yeah,
and then
he's
flying
like
through the
really
air.
determined.
Yeah.
He eats his vegetables.
Yeah, and plus he also looked. Yeah, and this high schooler also just looked like he was going to throw the punch of God into your face right before that happened.
It
Which
looked
is
like-
exactly what happened.
It looked like he was going to punch you right down into the depths of hell.
He's
which
also
he
got
did.
a Baki body.
Yeah, fist punch right.
He did do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked
It was
amazing.
so cool.
Uh-huh.
And the close up on Overhaul's eye was like 3D
Oh, crazy.
CG or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah, it was 2D because it was animated by Yutaka Nakamura.
Oh my
who's,
gosh.
whose brain is a computer. I don't know how he does it, but
And
he worked
also
on Cowboy Bebop.
Also
so
an
that
art
makes sense.
tablet.
Yeah, she might be right. I think he may have done it in pencil though. This guy is so good. He's so skilled. He's
What a
what
freak.
this guy's like
And I
worked in
say that
Full
in
Metal
a, like,
Alchemist,
a
Cowboy
complimentary
Bebop,
way.
Evangelion. I forgot he worked on
Yep.
Evangelion for a while,
He
but
also,
still.
he also did. You were talking about the sports festival arc. Something I wanted to quickly bring up was
Uh-huh.
how one really good thing about that is how it was kind of bouncing up the thing that Max said about how you don't know if the main character is going to win. And on that same note, Deku doesn't win.
He doesn't.
Yeah, he didn't get on the
totally
podium
destroys
at all.
him. And another shot by Yutaka
Annihilated.
Nakamura. Where
Incinerated it.
you remember the whole
Obliterated it.
the whole thing with shading with the
Yeah, when he acted the fire. I was just watching that this morning. Actually.
yeah, that was also Yutaka Nakamura. And then the whole explosion when, how do you say his name?
Centimos? Cement toss.
Cement toss.
Cement toss, yeah.
He tosses the cement. He's cement toss.
Wait, what do we used to
Right,
call
is
him?
that right?
Centimos?
Centimos.
Yeah, Quincy kept accidentally calling him Centimos, and then it just became a thing.
I still do that.
Yeah.
And we all have to say cement toss.
He tosses the cement.
Yes.
So, we got a guy here who tosses cement.
Anyway, so those things came up and then they blew through them. Yeah, that was all Nakamura. Yeah, but also, the uncertainty of who was going to win and the fact that the freaking bully rival actually
Exactly.
wins.
and he goes crazy.
Uh-huh. The tournament stuff, the actual tournament stuff, though, in that whole arc is the best part of the
So
arc, in my
good.
opinion.
So good.
And one of my favorite things that I've said when watching the series was when there was All Might was giving out the medals, and also contains probably one of the funniest jokes in the series. When you say what All Might says, I'll say what Midnight says. Is I am here. I really didn't and anyway, after
You see, heroes can be cringy too.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
go
great,
on,
yeah.
Nick.
When All Might gives each student a medal and gives them a hug, which, if I'm gonna be honest, if that were me, I would have cried.
I'd start crying, too.
I would have just cried.
I would not be able to stop smiling.
Yeah,
Like,
we know.
the whole rest of my life, actually.
You would just like make sure that the jumpsuit that you're wearing is preserved
Yeah.
after that. But anyway, and then Baku comes up and he's just chained, like again Hannibal Lecter, but way more extreme, and he's just going crazy. And I just remember saying, "Oh man, this is better than him losing."
Yeah. But it's all because Shoto didn't use the fire side, right?
If he did, it was Bakugo would be toast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
literally.
I think if he did that, Bakugo would still be chained to second place, but he'd be laughing like a maniac, wanting a rematch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Howitzer impact.
This might be. Was that the first time he used Howitzer?
Yeah,
I think so.
Uh-huh.
And the bit with when he's about to use his fire side, and then he ended up getting flashbacks because, as Red Rose P put it, he's thought that he could improve himself and get better, but that's not how therapy works. So he shuts off the fire side and just gets completely mollywopped.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It was
So good.
real-
I might
really
just
good.
I might just watch that again later.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
But
okay,
that's-
okay, what would you guys? What are your favorite arcs?
Yeah. Okay.
Sports festival.
Nice.
Let me think about that.
Can I say mine while you think about it?
Go ahead.
I think it might. I think I don't know if there's like a controversial take or something or whatever.
Oh.
But I really like the Deku Vigilante arc.
Oh, that's not controversial. That's just it makes
nothing
sense.
con-
Okay, yeah, I know that because I know that's in the part of the show where it starts to dip a little bit in
No,
quality.
that was good.
It's
That
like-
was good.
But
it should have lasted a little longer.
Yeah, I agree. It should have been like another 5 more episodes. I think there's part of me that thinks that more people were paying attention to that specific arc because Lady Nagant was in it. But the rest of it's really good.
well, I mean, I can't really blame them. She's got an awesome quirk, and she's,
I can't blame him. She's awesome. So
She
Yeah,
she looks great.
yeah, she's an awesome quirk, and she looks freaking fantastic.
yeah,
so
you could say she's hot, Zip.
okay, yeah, exactly.
I wasn't gonna say that, but
You know.
she looks great.
It's an objective
and she
truth.
has a really great design. Like, I
Yeah,
love her
exactly.
hair.
The purple, man.
The purple, and like you said, how the costume, how the outfit works. With she's got the muscle shirt, right?
Yes.
The muscle shirt and the quirk is amazing. And like you said, that
The air
Airwalk.
the airwalk thing where she's very graceful, which is a very cool thing.
And her theme song is awesome too. It's like literal just gun sounds.
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot.
you should listen to it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why you like it.
But yeah, the
Yeah,
thing,
'cause guns. So figures.
the Vigilante arc in and of itself is really good.
Yeah, because it's basically Deku's whole thing of destroying himself for the sake of this on like the worst level possible. Because
Sounds
he's
familiar.
gotten to a point where he doesn't have to worry about actually damaging his arms, and he's able to figure it out that
Wait.
part of the quirk, and he's getting more powerful, figuring out all the one for all. But mentally, psychologically, he is killing himself. He's not sleeping. He's not getting any rest. He's not stopping to do anything. He's just constantly fighting. There's a bunch of villains on the loose. He's stronger than he's ever been. He's isolated himself from his friends. He's working with the pro heroes. All for One is going after him. He's really stressed out, and he's still a good guy. Like, he's not active. He's not turning evil or anything like that. But he's killing himself. And the way that's put in his design of how he looks terrifying and how he has actually using the mask and the hood, which I've been
He'd
wanting
never
him
done
to,
that before.
which I've been wanting him to use since he got it. It's like it's really really good, and it's also kind of showing what you guys are talking about with All Might. You know how
Yeah,
how
exactly.
he was still kind of killing himself as well, and that's basically Deku taking what All Might did and using it to its worst extreme possible. And there's also the fact that he had a bit of an inferiority complex. He has an inferiority complex because he used to not have a quirk. And now that he's got a bunch of quirks, he's using them to save as many people as he possibly can, but at the expense of his mind and soul. So I really love this arc. The vibe is really good. It's really good. I'm sorry. You can talk back.
and the green aesthetic on the city in the anime is just awesome too. And on that note, one thing that I really really like in the manga is how with the way he's shaded, because at some points when he's just like the super jagged silhouette, it looks kind of like the All Might shading.
Yeah.
Actually. It has like the same intensity with like the graphite and whatnot. So it just goes to show another thing as to how he's starting to fall under the curse of one for all that comes with it. With great power comes great responsibility and all that.
Yeah.
But quick question. Is he technically a vigilante? Because
Oh, yeah,
strictly
that's
speaking,
right.
he's more of a dark hero than anything
Yeah,
else
because
of
he
how
is
scary,
certified.
Because of how scary
Yeah.
he looks. Yeah, because he's got a license and he's mainly, taking out villains. It's not like he's killing anyone or anything like that.
That's a good point.
Which is kind of surprised because of how powerful he is. Again, he's protecting people, but the city is basically a barren 2020 post-apocalyptic cityscape, and he's that sort of thing. And one thing that I really like is how he's, killing himself and that sort of thing, but he still shows that he's still Deku. So, like, for example, when he's fighting Muscular before KOing him with one hit. He says like, "You really want to do this?" And then Muscular is all like, "Yeah, bring it, kid." And then Deku's just sort of like, "Okay." And then of course there's like things of
saving the floofy lady.
Yeah, saving the floofy lady. And my personal favorite, when he was about to get, what's it called, Fajin or whatever, when he like charging up his legs by doing rapid squats, which makes sense as to why, but he just looks so silly at the same time. It's just like, yeah, that's Deku for you.
Yeah, he's doing some of those anger squats.
Actually, what's the
Would they be anger squat hops?
No, were they...
Anger squat
No, wait,
hops.
was he like charging up?
Yeah, he was like,
Okay, so he was... So he's like the just charging squats, the
charging,
recharge.
charging squats, of course. Like if you like have a phone that needs some extra charge, maybe you can give some extra oomph by doing rapid squats in public.
That sounds like a great idea.
I recommend it, listeners. I think it works.
I'm still trying to think about my favorite arc. The ones that stand out to me most, let's see. The midpoint arc comes to mind. That's the one where All Might ends up fighting All for One. That immediately comes to mind, of course.
Yeah, naturally.
As well as the Dark Deku arc is also a favorite of mine.
Yeah.
For most of the points that you end up, bringing up. And one thing that, stands out with me, and that one is how All Might's seeing this in real time, how Deku is putting everything into his whole saving people thing. And now All Might's basically seeing how he was behaving when he was, the symbol of peace and everything. And now All Might is, worried for Deku, essentially.
Now he's the one telling someone with One for All to chill out and get some rest. Like, here, I made you a bento box. You can have some of that. And then Deku's all like, "No, I'm fine."
Yeah.
That was hard to watch.
That was hard to watch.
That was so hard to
Yeah.
watch.
His son is in his emo phase.
Yeah.
That must be
And
be
Deku
hard.
also doesn't give a crap about his own mom.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
His mom doesn't show up. Dang it!
She
I
shows-
think, I think she does show up at the hospital.
No, it was at UA. Remember?
And it was like,
okay,
with
UA.
all those people that were in UA, and then they just let Deku in, and Ochako was screaming, and
Yeah, that
yeah.
was
Cringe.
Yeah.
Speech.
I have to say,
It was her speech.
Why didn't they just have him go through a secret underground
They
entrance?
have
It was like the
underground
most
tunnels.
risky. That was like the riskiest thing they could have possibly done. Now All for One
They
knows
were
that he's on there.
announcing it.
And also the people, and also like for whatever reason, the public doesn't like heroes. I mean, sure. I mean, yeah, a whole city was destroyed and a bunch of people died, but that was the villains who did that. Maybe you can hate on them, but the caveat with that is that people started forming their own vigilante groups when Hero Society started falling apart, and they ended up causing a bunch of collateral damage because they're not professionals. And a part of being a hero is taking down villains without rendering Man of Steel levels of destruction, basically.
Yeah. Another thing about the now we have clarified that it isn't exactly a vigilante Deku arc. It's more of a dark hero Deku arc. But the thing that I didn't really like about it, like the whole thing with what he was doing, being a dark hero was good, of course. But the thing I didn't really like is how everyone forgave him so quickly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he left notes on each of their bedroom doors, and he was explaining, how, if he associates with them, they'll be hurt. And how All for One is going after him and him alone, and how he has to take care of his business and stuff like that. And if he left a note like that for his mom, then
I don't think he did. He talked to his mom. Actually.
did he actually talk to his mom?
in the
And
ho-
she let him go?
in the hospital because if I remember
wait.
correctly, he was in the aftermath of everything. They're asking what the heck are they supposed to do.
No, I mean before he did that. I mean,
yeah, I think he did. Actually,
and she let him go.
Well, I think she just left him under the tutelage of All Might because they trust him.
I wouldn't let my kid do that.
Yeah, it's like you just sort of like, no, we're going to Spain. We're getting out the country. If
Yeah.
that's the case. we are leaving. We are like shaving your head to disguise you.
Exactly.
We're gonna go.
We're changing your name.
Yeah,
You're Chuck now.
Like, well, if we're not shaving your head, we're gonna dye your hair or something. We're gonna go through we're gonna do like an Amy Dunn thing if it comes down to that. You know?
Yeah, we're dyeing your hair. You're blue hair now.
Yeah,
You have
You're
blue hair now.
Chuck now. But yeah,
And you have a ponytail.
you have a ponytail.
Or like a bun, I guess. I don't know.
But yeah, that like I just found some of the reactions of like his family and friends a little unrealistic, and I know like the whole series is unrealistic.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, like the interpersonal relationships, they need to have some sort of like a ground of depth,
An edge.
an edge of that sort, and it would just make more sense if some of his friends, since they're immature and they're kids, would be a little angry at Deku for doing that to himself, you know?
Ironically, it would be interesting if Bakugo wasn't one of them
Yeah.
because he already knows exactly what he did.
Yeah, and he's also like, doing the whole thing of apologizing to him, which I know like we're ragging on it right now, but I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of I think that was kind of the perfect point to put an apology in. Thankfully,
Did he apologize?
Yeah, he
Yeah, he actually
apologized
did.
for all the
He's-
crap he did. That
Yeah.
it was really good.
He should
Yeah.
apologize to the rest of the group.
yeah. And if anything, Bakugo actually isn't angry, but everyone's like, "Oh, thank goodness, we're glad to have you back." But seriously, man, what the crap, man? What the crap?
Hey, Bakugo, we're all gonna line up and you just have to stand right there and we're gonna hit you, okay?
Oh yeah.
We're all just gonna get one good hit in and you just gotta stand there and take it.
I don't care. Just do it already.
Really?
Just to get it over with.
Brian!
Right.
Are you serious?
Butt head!
Is he serious?
I said butt head now, dang it!
Can I go first? Can I go? But yeah, it's like it would make more sense if everyone wanted to get a little bit of payback in, you know?
Yeah, and plus there would be more interaction with Ochako and Bakugo, which I would really like to see after the sports festival. They probably wouldn't necessarily
Yeah.
like each other
But
that
during
much.
that time,
so-
she was all like, afterwards with the dark Deku arc, it's like, I want to be like Deku.
Nah, she was
And
like that
mean-
before too.
yeah.
no, it's like especially then. It's like, what would Deku do? I want to be a hero like Deku.
No, you don't!
No, you don't.
Yeah, she's right.
You were so
don't.
cool before.
No, I was thinking about how he keeps killing himself, broken arms and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
it's
that
like-
too. Don't hurt yourself.
It's like you want to have $10,000 of medical bill because you broke your arms.
No, UA's paying for it. UA's paying for it, Mac.
Oh, okay, yeah, they got money. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, you go ahead. Quit. Sorry.
Anyway, what I was going to say earlier is that when you were talking about how society's opinion of heroes really got tanked after the whole paranormal liberation thing,
A Titan ran through a city, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah, I imagine that might put a dent in public relations, but
Steamrolled that city.
But I think the fact that a student got kidnapped back in August, and not to mention Bakugo getting all chained up, even if it was justifiable, but during the sports festival.
That's a UA thing.
No,
Yeah,
I mean
he had
UA.
that coming to him.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I mean UA specifically. Since people's perception of heroes started to go downhill, they're mostly looking at UA, and
I don't blame them.
that's why that angry mob assembled outside of UA when Izuku came back.
Well, I mean, they could have taken him down to a tunnel.
Underground tunnel, I'm
an underground-
telling you.
yeah,
Why
I mean,
did they let
that's
him
what- I
in
mean,
through the front
yeah,
gates?
if the White House has tunnels and then people go through them people go through them all the time apparently, then they could just
It's like
do
if
that.
Harry came to Hogwarts for the final battle on the train.
I mean, that would be. That would be kind of cool. Like he starts like imagine if he starts it off like biting like, and imagine like the Death Eaters at the station, and they're like, huh, and then they, and then it goes off the tracks. Like,
It was like, so like a Mission Impossible stunt.
I don't know, something like that. I was picturing like they do a Tron to get it to go off the go off the tracks and hit the Death Eaters, and then he flies over on his fireball, and he's like, "I'm back!"
It reminds me. It reminds me of something that shows up in VFX Arts React a lot. Then we have to show you these videos by the YouTube channel Landon's Animation Workshop, where it's just train mania, like the most insane train stuff imaginable. It's like that one scene from the Polar Express, but that's just all the video on the ice. It's just that throughout the entirety of it.
Yeah, but it's like there was a reason why Harry went in an underground tunnel to Aberforth's place,
Where
and
the resistance was.
where the resistance was and stuff. It's like it was all calculated, you know? It was a plan. And I don't understand why they wanted to bring Deku in through the front gates and wave flags and scream and stuff.
It wasn't about the plan. It was about the principle. And they wanted to show the world that they weren't suckers.
Yeah, but they screamed like it was the wall of Jericho coming down or something. It's like they were loud. And then Ochako went to the tippy top of a building and yell Deku's name to the heavens.
The first thing we're going to do is take their lives and flip them upside down, Prince of Bel-Air style.
Yeah, that's what it was.
We're going to block them all to the wall. Now, any questions?
What?
I mean, granted, Ochako, she did have a megaphone, so they could probably hear her a little bit. Even though it was raining a lot, and there was like a freaking 100 people down
It was,
there.
it was more than 100 people, Mac.
Okay, 101 people then.
Okay, so we can agree that arc, the part that was good with it was everything that going on with Deku when he was by himself. That was really good.
And with All Might.
And a little bit with All Might. Yeah, that was good. But what about Bakugo's arc?
I have a lot to say about that, so...
Okay, so the thing about Bakugo's arc is that the issue with it is that it's meant to be an arc, but it's comprised of just moments. It's like
Little ones.
Yeah, it's like they had an actual arc that was mapped out, but they end up taking these bits and pieces
it up.
bits and pieces of it and leaving behind the parts of him that actually needed like legitimate change, like his anger issues for one thing, and it seemed to become less of something that had to be changed and more of a characteristic that was just notable to him. Whereas instead of his anger, it should have just been his intensity and his passion for this kind of thing. Instead of just constantly yelling at people and insulting people, it just doesn't have to like constantly yell at people to show that he's intense and passionate about something.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if there was like a person who was actually like super intense and passionate about stuff, but who's only able to do that stuff by just screaming all the time? Just think about a person like that. Can you imagine that guy's?
I would hate him. I would hate him so much.
Yeah, me too.
I'm imagining it right now, and my brain just really hurts. My fist keeps clenching up.
Yeah, exactly.
Just want to take the talking stick. Just want to take the talking stick.
Shove it down his throat.
Yeah, just shove it down his throat. Reach back in, grab it, beat him to death.
My thoughts
Yeah, I love you, Mac.
Yeah, I love you too.
You're the best, Mac.
Yeah, thank you.
You
Anyway,
rock.
one thing actually that when rereading some of the volumes of My Hero Academia that's frustrating with Bakugo's art is that it's actually going somewhere. Like, it feels like it has a trajectory for like the first half, especially after him and Deku's big fight in the Mach City, and Bakugo says he feels responsible for what happened to All Might and that sort of thing, and he agrees to keep all for one secret. And one part that I forgot about that I really like,
One for all secret, you mean?
One for all, right? That I actually really like is how while they're cleaning the dorms, Bakugo says, hey, during the fight, I noticed that you were doing this specific thing. And then Deku said, oh yeah, I was emulating how you do things with fighting. And then there's a pause, and Bakugo says, well, if you're going to do that, you should do this, and this instead. If you do it the other way, it's not going to work. It's not going to have trajectory. And then Deku's just like, yeah, I'll do that. That sort of thing. Which
Crap, that's it. That is good.
That was
That's
really
actually
good. And there's
good.
another point where he was giving Kirishima advice, actually, where he's just saying, "What the heck are you talking about? Worrying about your quirk? We've seen it in action. Just don't worry about big flashy moves and just barrel right into the action. Your quirk is made for that, isn't it?" I was just like, hey, this is going somewhere.
Is there ever anything like that in the series?
I think it is. I think it might be. It's been a while since I watched it.
Okay,
but
go on.
If anything, if he's going to keep up with the screaming and the yelling and that sort of thing, that should be reserved for when he's fighting villains. So instead of yelling loser at everyone, if he's like fighting a villain or something, especially near the final fight, then that's probably when he can revert back to his crazy Blood Knight explosion thing, that sort of thing.
Wait,
But he's being less of a jerk to his friends. He's being a jerk to the villains instead.
I was just gonna say, there's one other thing, like I said, the trajectory is certainly there, but when I was talking about moments taken, but there's one other thing that is missing, and that's, the consequences and accountability for, how he was behaving toward the other students, which, it's just not there. It's not there that much at all. He apologized to Deku, but there's still, like, a bunch of other people who he's personally insulted.
Still 18 other people that he's got to apologize to.
So,
Yeah.
honestly, it's just
Recognize.
In the class. Only in the class, too.
So, it's just there's a lot more to say about this, so if you want, you can take it.
I don't have a lot more to say about it. I just had a thought. And that thought has left me at the moment. So,
Bakugo's with the Bakugo arc. See if you remember it.
The Arc of Katsuki.
I'm trying. Okay.
Okay.
I kind of like that title.
The Arc of Katsuki.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna say that I don't think that the yelling thing should have been substituted or anything like that. I think that, like Miss just said, would have been more of a negative quality of his that he would have to work on. You know, like just a negative characteristic that actually be exemplified as one, not one that everyone would just ignore like they have been.
Yeah.
You know, it'd make more sense if people are abashed.
It's like, stop. Like, can you please stop freaking screaming?
Like, will you please stop insulting us? What have we done to you? You know, it's a natural reaction with people from any age. If you disrupt the peace, then people aren't gonna like you very much.
And naturally, of course, 15-year-olds will have a different reaction than 10-year-olds, but it'll basically be like the same thing. Like, you know, like the what's your deal?
Yeah, like why are you acting like this if none of us?
Why are you acting so cray?
Why are you acting so cray? You know?
Yeah, I'm just mad. At least one or two. So you're saying at least one or two students would have just.
Probably more than that.
Probably, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I know there was like one thing earlier on in the show where Bakugo had his feet on the table while he was in class, and then Tenya was basically all like, "You can't have your feet up there. That's unruly." And then this is season 1 Bakugo, who's just a smug jerk, and just then like, "Yeah, whatever, you robot." That sort of thing.
Yeah, it would make more sense if more students were abashed and like pushed back at him instead of just ignoring him and stuff like that. And it feels like the audience is following their leads, you know? Like with what the characters themselves are doing. Like, oh, if they're ignoring it, then let's ignore it too.
I think they're kind of divided on that because there's ones who ignore that, and then there's people like us who are just like, can you like maybe like calm down, like ease up on the Red Bull a little bit, bro.
Can you like maybe choke on your tongue?
I think I will say that as far as the moments with Bakugo, one moment where we all wish that his arc could have been more consistent was near the end when Shigaraki got him good, and it showed a flash of him basically saying, you know, how he was being such a jerk before, but he really wanted to ask All Might for his autograph.
Oh,
which is just real, and he had this like little sheepish smile on his face, and that was just really good.
I think it was that and the thing with the flashback with Sir NightEye. Was that the same episode?
I think so.
You remember when with the Muriel?
That flashback.
When he started laughing, and it was like really. It made us feel really sad.
Might have been in the previous episode, actually.
Yeah. I actually choked a little bit on my water because that part just kind of broke my heart a little bit.
No, wait, actually, it was the next episode.
It's kind of funny because another thing that we brag on a lot, specifically with like anime and that sort of thing, is the whole inner voice monologue
and
thing.
Flashbacks.
And flashbacks. We can be kind of critical about that.
Kinda.
Season 7 of My Hero Academia. It was
there was a lot of that. I mean, it makes sense as to why, because it's from the manga, but it's because it's adapted from a manga and you're gonna have that sort of thing, but still, the only anime that I can think of where it really, really works is like Death Note, for example, or like Love is War, which is Death Note as rom-com. So you know, but both of those series are about thinking. So
and one of them was a DNF. Can you guess which one? I'm
talking to the audience. Did not finish. Okay.
I was talking to the audience. Though.
Okay.
You're trying to figure out what the abbreviation was.
Yeah.
Is there a next season?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, there's a movie of sorts for Love is War.
But
if anyone's interested in that, though, they can watch it by themselves.
Yeah, you can watch it. That's fine. You go ahead and enjoy it. Anyway,
I'm getting a headache just talking about it. Move on.
Anyway, so I don't know if we mentioned this or not, but as far as My Hero Academia goes, you probably noticed we've got a weird relationship with this show. There's some parts of this that we really, really love. That a great example of this is actually in season 6 when Muriel showed up again during the battle. I don't know how he got his quirk. I don't know how he got his quirk back. That's like a real plot hole.
Oh my
but
gosh.
the reaction we got, but I don't care because the reaction we got, everyone started cheering when he saw him.
Power! Everyone was like, yeah, 10.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it was like we were watching R or something because we were all so
like,
loud. Yeah, that's exactly what we were like. It was awesome, and all the parts having to do with the Todoroki family, like we mentioned before, like We mentioned how with season 6, season 6, right? Season 7.
What, with the Dobby reveal?
I mean, the Dobby reveal was what everyone was looking forward to.
And it was totally worth it. It was great.
Yeah, it was totally worth it. It was absolutely fantastic. The voice actor freaking killed it. Boy, bravo, Zeke.
Yeah, bravo, Zeke.
Bravo.
And then, of course, season 7, where... Yeah, season 7 was weird. Like, there were bits, like, it was, like, really good, and then other points where we just got, like, bored, but because we just wanted to finish it.
Sometimes it was half and half.
Sometimes it was half and half.
Same scene.
So, I think a good example of there was, like, the whole thing with Star and Stripe, with the whole scene where she was fighting Shigaraki was honestly really cool. I gotta rewatch it at some point, but it was really cool. But then when he finally grabbed her and she started to decay, and she took so long to die.
Yeah. And I think it was more specifically, it was when he took her quirk, and she was freaking using her quirk to destroy every single other quirk that was within Shigaraki's body.
That was really good.
And
really
everyone went
cool.
from being like, "Holy crap, that's actually genius!" But I have a lot more respect for you. But then she took about like 10 minutes to fall to her death,
To disintegrate
and
then
disintegrate.
it came to a point where we were like, you ever wonder why we're here? Why are we here?
Why we're here?
And then there's the other point. I'm just talking about the points on the 7th season that I remember the most. Like with the whole thing with Dobby, the final scene with Dobby and the Todorokis. First of all, Endeavor's voice actor killed it. Another point where I felt like I was going to burst into tears over My Hero Academia. And this is like a season that was like kind of kind of
Wishy-washy.
meh.
But it had its good moments. They were really freaking good.
Yeah. And then with the in-between moments, I think was the whole thing with the... What was it? What do you call them? The guys with the mutants.
Heteromorphs.
The heteromorphs. We were trying to debate whether it was good or not.
Yeah, it was one of those.
But they were doing a lot of talking when they should have been fighting.
Yeah, it was interesting learning more about shoji and stuff. But
Yeah.
Don't you think we should have learned about that a long time
Yes,
ago?
I would have
we
liked to
should have
learn
learned about that a long
earlier.
time ago. The stuff with Spinner was honestly really good,
It
though.
was very good.
Yeah, I especially like the thing with he was thinking about Shigaraki, and he said, "Can you see all the people behind me?" When he's breaking into the hospital, and no one was there. Which was
Yeah.
except for
man, that hurt.
except for President Mike. One issue that I actually kind of have with like the battle scenes and that sort of thing is how I felt like they were. I mean, I know this is a part of the plan, but they're kind of isolated from one another, which makes sense as to why they were trying to make sure no one got to Kurogiri, because that would, cause everything to get messed up in that regard. But anyway, at first I was like, everything's kind of isolated from one another. So apart from like the worrying about the characters' lives and that sort of thing, what's really at stake? Because since there's so many people like at this big freaking riot, for example, or at the sea, or at the shore, or at the coffin in the sky, which awesome name. Wouldn't it be like a bit more interesting if they were like sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Converged at a specific point. And I was specifically remember it was when Kurogiri showed up again, and then Toga's quirk went crazy. When all the Twices, the Sad Man's Parade, started showing up, and I was like, oh yeah, now we're cooking with gas.
That was really good.
Finally.
The arcs finally intertwining.
Yeah, I think
Converge.
I was thinking of like what,
Converging.
say, the end of Evangelion does, where the the military is raiding the Nerve's headquarters, and at the same time, Asuka's up. Ava is deployed, and Misato has to find Shinji before the military comes in and kills him and gets him to his Ava, that sort of thing. I mean, that's different because it takes place over one secret military base that's underground, and this takes place over 5 different locations around the country. But yeah, you see what I mean. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's at stake. Mm-hmm. Have we talked about the League of Villains yet, apart from Shigaraki?
And how, like, with the League, it seems like the villains' stories are done right.
Yeah, and how we actually, like, freaking love the love
Yeah,
them.
it's funny.
All of them.
As time went on, we started realizing, dang, are we more invested in the League of Villains than we are in the hero students?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
The answer to that is yes.
The answer to that is yes. One arc that's really good that we haven't talked about is the whole, what was it, the My Villain Academia.
Oh, I should have mentioned that. That's another one of my favorite
I thought
arcs.
you should have mentioned that.
Yeah, I meant to bring it up, but we started talking about other stuff. I mean, it's got like fights, it's got Doofenshmirtz, it's got two of my favorite tropes that I can think of, which is villain on villain violence and gadgetry. And also you get a decent amount of lore that happened with the world in regards to the origin of quirks, and with the whole thing with the Meta Liberation Army and Destro and the Redestro and all that. I want to know more about that. Like, please.
You get some really good actual character arcs there too. Like Twice's is probably my favorite. I mean, Toga's is pretty good too. Now I think about it. But anyway,
Shigaraki.
Dang it, man. That's a good arc.
And
Compress. So good.
I mean,
Compress is there.
Yeah, Compress is there. But
And Dobby's just chilling.
Actually,
ironically,
Compress, I think he's the one that like we're the least interested in.
sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
man.
bro.
Granted, we still
You're
like
not
him a
evil
lot,
enough.
but
Sorry.
Okay.
anyway,
But anyway, yeah, he's kind of lame.
I think people started only paying attention to him was
when it showed his face.
When it showed his face,
And they're
and-
like, oh, he's so hot.
So shallow.
But he's also like has a chunk taken out of him, like an actual.
So does All Might.
No, like he's like a bleeding chunk was taken out of him.
Oh.
And he did that in order to get out of those binds. And he tried to steal Dobby's moment briefly.
Nothing could do that.
Yeah, but
Like-
there's nothing could do that. I mean, it was worth a shot. Anyway, I'll give him that.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, back to the character arcs. Twice, but when he explained his whole backstory about how his quirk works and how he doesn't know whether or not he's a clone or the original guy, and why he's kind of paranoid of letting himself get injured, because if he's a clone and he gets injured, he is out. He is dead.
Yeah.
And that is like, I remember when we first said it, I was like, when we first watched it, I was like, that is really good.
That's like a Spider-Man villain origin story, honestly.
Yeah, and then when he actually found out that he was the original the whole time, and that he was never a clone, and that he has to save his friends right then and right now, then his quirk goes completely insane, and they win the day. And there's like gray and black Deadpool cosplayers all over the place. They're like doing high knees, they're doing push-ups, they're doing dance moves, they're shouting, jeering, blah, everything.
It's great.
Yeah.
Merc with the mouth. Revenge.
Drop a deuce.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa! You made me ask twice.
And then of course there's Toga's whole thing, which he's got to face up.
Curious. That's her name.
Crazy reporter lady.
Yeah, and with the power up with her quirk, which I wish that was explored. I wish that was explored more.
I wish they put Vincent Chansaw's shot in there, but the time they ran out of time.
Nah, man, they need to show more shots of a naked 17-year-old girl.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
man, come
we're gonna.
on, man.
Yeah,
But the
get
Vincent,
that.
the Vincent, but the Vincent when he Chansawed.
But
yeah,
naked.
but I mean, but yeah. But
I feel like the Mineta types would. I feel like the Mineta types would just use that excuse for basically any sort of things. Like, we gotta change Momo's outfit, and then
boobs.
Anyway, getting back on topic.
I'm glad you're brave enough to say that.
You're getting back on topic. So the fact that her quirk is able to evolve from her changing into a different shape, different people, because as you mentioned before in the past, because Toga does not like herself at all. So she identifies more with her quirk than separating it. And on that same note, she she likes transforming into the people who she loves, the people that she wants to be, with, whether it's friends, crushes, whatever, man. That's who she feels most comfortable as.
If you say, like, well, how does she do that? It's like, well, to start, she finds the person that she loves, and she shanks them in order to get their blood, because that's how the power works. Like, she's got to get, a little bit goes a long way, but a lot. That's where she's gonna get real powerful from that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I kind of wish that was explored more. Obviously, but although the whole thing with Twice using his quirk was really good. And remember that specific part with her going to her old childhood home. And then Dobby talks to her, and we were like, and when we finished that scene, we were like, that scene was really good.
That scene was legitimately, honestly, unquestionably really good. For one thing, because a good chunk of that might have to do with the entirety of the scene, but also Dobby's landing when he did the little thing of fire.
That was really cool, yeah.
Yeah.
But Dobby kind of taking the moment to it's hard to tell whether or not he's trying to relate to her, or whether or not he's trying to manipulate her, which also makes it interesting. And the fact that, he suggested Toga using Twice's blood, which he was able to get because for obvious reasons he was there when Twice was killed, which is another really good scene.
Oh, yeah.
With the whole thing with Twice's death. And the fact that, because obviously we were introduced to these two together, Dobby and Toga, and so this is the last scene together. And then going back on, Twice's death, which crap, Twice gets just a really good arc. Just gets a good arc straight up.
Yeah, especially really love that one bit with when after he Dobby saved him from Hawks and Twice ran past him and he's like, "Get him, Dobby!" and they high-fived each other as he was about to go out and to go out to wreak havoc. It's just like little things like that to show the camaraderie, and that was right before Hawks went out and impaled him.
Yeah, and it's really tough because he really had no choice. If Twice went out there,
He would have just annihilated everything.
And I especially love how that shot is done in the anime. How it starts, how he sends out the clone, and it starts off with Twice, and you see him, and then it pans up as you see Hawks, who looks absolutely terrifying, about to plunge the sword into his back.
Yeah, I really love how
through the fire.
He just looks like a demon of light or something. Yeah. Oh, and on that note, great scene for Hawks as well, because he tries to talk him down and tell him that he can become a hero. But Twice is obviously distraught because there's like flashbacks of what happened with Overhaul, which is another thing I really like. He's just like, crap, I did it again. I sent the wrong guy to work with my friends, and now like we're all gonna die or like get arrested, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Everyone felt real sad with that part.
Kind of mad at Hawks too.
I mean, I
can't believe
I can understand why he did what he did, but
there was literally
I really like Twice.
nothing that he could do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if you can like knock him out because his quirk might, I don't know, do something. Especially if he unconsciously. Especially because if a person wakes up and they're in the middle of a fight and after being unconscious, they're gonna come out swinging.
Yeah, and another thing, the way that his friends reacted after he died was what should have happened after Midnight died.
Oh, we're gonna
here we go.
We're gonna talk about
I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, I'm
This
sure
is
you
the big
do.
one.
So-
Yeah,
I had to do it.
you did. You had to get it on.
I had to get it on. The action is the juice.
Yeah, so Toga was grief-stricken and was like really looking for answers, and she went to Ochako. And Dobby was actually straight up furious because the fact that he was killed right in front of him. You know what I mean? And for a while, I didn't know whether or not he was faking it or not. But after thinking about it, he wasn't. He was legitimately mad, and he tried to say that he was powerful enough to be able to make Stain's dream become a reality. Like, no, man, he killed your friend.
Yeah.
You're mad about that.
Yeah, it's like, stop pretending to care about Stain's dream at this point. We know what you want.
We know. Yeah, you don't really care that much.
I mean, this is before he did the reveal.
If at
also,
all.
on that note, when he told Hawks his real name, when he said like, "Who are you?" and it did the End Evangelion thing where they cut out the sound and you see his lips say Toya Todoroki. That whole thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't the speech bubble for that blacked out in the manga?
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
You liar. You get it.
Yeah. I was going to say that another interesting thing that Dobby ends up claiming to Shoto is how he doesn't have any emotion, how he feels absolutely nothing. But then in the flashback, it's stated that the strength of his flames are parallel how much he's feeling at the moment. So the thing is that Dobby is still very, very intensely emotional. He just insists that he feels like every single bottled up negative emotion that he possibly can, so that way he can just burn up everything he touches, even if that means himself.
So he's basically just become a sociopath. Kinda. Not the scientific thing, but you know what I mean.
He's also suicidal.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, it's mainly antisocial personality disorder and just a lot of other issues. But yeah, I'd say antisocial personality disorder. That's the main thing that's going on here.
Okay.
So the main issue is that he's an introvert.
Of course.
That's
Of course.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so obvious.
Those frickin' introverts.
Right, guys?
Right, Quincy? Right, mister?
Anyway, so... Yeah, so how they handled Twice's death was really good.
And the reactions from everybody makes it more realistic.
Yeah,
it makes it hurt more, frankly.
Now, Midnight's death.
I guess
That's a big deal that should have
been.
been treated like a big deal.
Yeah, we've got a lot of feelings on that, but nobody has more feelings on that than go ahead, Quincy.
3, 2,
I was
1.
pretty upset about it when I first saw it, but over time, as I thought about it more, I became angry, actually. I mean, for one thing, when President Mike went to see Aizawa in the hospital after the whole thing, when he started to mention the whole thing, Aizawa shut him down and wanted to understandably know about the condition of the students at that moment. And while one might interpret this as Aizawa just not being the emotional type, keep in mind that he shed quite a few tears over Kurogiri and or Shirakumo in the previous season, so that excuse doesn't work. as you guys are already aware, he and Midnight, along with President Mike and Shirakumo, of course, were friends since high school. So you think he'd have more of a reaction over this. And also, Midnight was starting to have a lot more potential as a character by this point.
Oh crap, you're right.
We're starting to see a bit more of her motivations and the like when she was telling Kaminari early in the second episode of the 6th season to motivate himself by wanting to protect whoever it is that's closest to him. We're seeing a lot of potential there. And then they just kill her.
Is that all?
Is that it?
Probably not.
Yeah, and this kind of also, I think, leads into... so we're going to talk about the stuff they do with the female characters.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, I just quickly want to say that another issue with the Shirakumo thing is how, for those who are uninitiated, talking about the Vigilantes manga again, there's actually like a whole arc dedicated to the Aizawa's high school days when he was a student at UA, and it's a great arc. It gives a lot more focus to specifically Shirakumo, and it's really interesting because I think in the manga, was it with the manga, I think, where those two are the Vigilantes arc and the manga arc were like going like side by side?
Really?
I think they were.
Yeah, they were being released in the same month.
The drawback with that is that most other people don't know that. They weren't aware of that at all. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so when I was reading it for the first time, I was like, oh, we're actually getting some insight as to the whole thing with Shirakumo and like what he meant to Aizawa and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said before, it's actually like very well written. It would have been nice to know that in advance, though, and it also leads to some inconsistencies with the whole thing with Midnight and like her role with that and that sort of thing. But yeah, they could have like structured that like a little more differently initially, or maybe done something with the anime. I'm not sure. Maybe it's like a production thing. Who knows?
Bones could have done something in the anime now that they had the context from Vigilantes, but they didn't for whatever reason.
I think it was scheduling conflicts.
I'm willing to bet it was like a
probably.
schedule reason because I think they were working on one of the movies at the same time.
Oh, that's right.
Okay,
huh?
so I guess that's fair if
Yeah.
they have a reasonable explanation.
And most of their team, I think, was working on the movie, which is one reason why it looks just completely bonkers. You know, it's one of those things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Here's the preview. Tune in for the final part of our My Hero Academia Seasons 1 through 7 deep dive. Don't miss out on the hot topics of MHA's female characters, the shockingly short timeline of the entire series from first to last chapter, and why exactly the story is beloved by millions. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Halloween, and we'll see you all next week.